What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda for the NES. In the last episode, we finished off the 7th dungeon, the Demon, and took down Aquamentus again. And in this episode, we're going to be taking down the final dungeon with a piece of the triforce, the Lion. So, with that being said, let's get going. So, this is actually a pretty large and difficult dungeon, so I'm pretty glad we picked up the medicine. We might be needing it. Hopefully not, but, you know, it's always possible. First off, what we're going to do is we're going to go off to the right to grab a key. Yeah, keys aren't going to be all that important after this dungeon, but I just want to show you guys where to get them if you're maybe doing a run where you're not collecting all the items, or for some reason, I don't know, you don't grab a specific item that is in this dungeon. But that's alright. So we go to the left now, and we're dealing with Manhandle, and I don't know why I didn't use bombs right off the bat, but because now he's flying around all over the place. We get some rupees that aren't really that necessary unless you use your potion in this dungeon. Then it becomes a big deal, I guess you could say. In this room, we've just got some dark nuts and Gibdos. Not that big of a deal. This room seems pretty hectic, but it's relatively tame compared to some of the other rooms in this dungeon. This dungeon gets pretty crazy. Yeah, a lot of practice runs ended with some deaths that would not have been acceptable in an actual Let's Play. But that's alright. So, yeah, it's kind of sad this Let's Play is coming to an end. I never thought it would. No, I actually knew right from the beginning it would end relatively quickly. But it's sad. Well, at least we're gonna have Zelda 2, which is somewhat not really that similar. But back to the game. Here we have the Book of Magic, which surprisingly has the cross on the front of it, which I'm surprised it wasn't censored, especially coming from Nintendo, which is a company that has always been big on censoring. Like, I don't know why, there's just a lot of religious imagery in this game. The shield itself has the cross. The Book of Magic still has the cross on it, even though it was censored. Like, they did notice that it was religious imagery, and because it was originally supposed to be called the Bible. So, yeah, I don't know how that worked, but hey, one-hit KO. I like that. Alright, so now that we've defeated that Manhandle, you'll see that Manhandles are a common occurrence in this dungeon. We are going to walk right by these dark nuts for now and head on over here, where we have a lot of Pulse Voices. And we get quite a few kills there. Lighting up this room isn't really that necessary. There's hardly any water. And that'll get us the compass, which is really helpful. And now we have to deal with these dark nuts. So, wish me luck. I'm going to be using bombs here because they're really helpful. Oh, I forgot to mention the Book of Magic. What it does is, when we use our magical... I did not want to go back out of that room. When we use our magical rod now, instead of just firing a, like, magical spell, it'll also cast fire. So, pretty much deeming the red candle worthless. But, you know, it's still cool. And, again, it's a 100% run, so I'm going to show off whatever I can. So, we're doing pretty well in this room of dark nuts. Sadly, this isn't the only one like this. And there will be plenty of rooms where we're dodging fire and dark nuts, which are so annoying, but they give us a key, so it's acceptable. And if we go to this room over here, we have a bunch of Pulse Voice, and we're gonna light up this room. I guess I'll show you the magical rod now. When I fire it, I didn't hit anything, sadly, but when it like lands its spell, I guess you could say, it fires off, or like creates fire that also lights up the room. So it's pretty helpful. And it also helps for damaging enemies. So we have yet another key, and we're just gonna keep on moving to the left. To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. I should not have done that. But this is another room where you're just gonna defeat some enemies to get keys. These red dark nuts are not that bad. It's funny that at one point they gave us such a hard time. But yeah, that just gets us another key. And then we're going to move north in the dark because I've practiced this enough to know what it looks like. And we have Goma, who is really difficult. The thing is, this one's blue, so it takes 3 shots, whereas the red one only took 1 arrow, so I didn't even really get to explain how Goma works. You can only hit it when its eye is open, which is why right off the bat, the red one, it had its eye open, so I could just hit it with an arrow like almost instantly and kill within a few seconds. But you'll see there are a couple in here that take a lot more they're a lot more difficult. Now, Spectacle Rock is an entrance to death. Well, that sounds very intimidating. That's actually very important because Death Mound is the final dungeon. That's going to give us a hint as to where to go to get to the final dungeon, which is, well, I guess crucial to beating the game considering we need to beat Ganon in order to beat the game. So, like always, our old man is helping us out. And you don't have to use a key there, although it is a shortcut, and we have plenty of keys, so it's not a big deal. In this room, you get 5 rupees if you beat all the enemies, which really isn't that important for us, so I'm just going to keep on walking. And these dark nuts are so annoying. Now, I recommend you do not defeat them just yet, and just bomb this wall so that we can do a little shortcut and keep on going, because we're going to be coming back here, and they respawn. If you kill them now and then go to all the rooms that we're going to, they'll respawn and you have to do it again, which sucks. So don't even bother with them now. Got another bout with Manhandle. That went actually pretty well. So I guess that works. We're going to go up here, and this fight with Goma is really annoying because of all these fire things going on. There's so many shots going on. It's unbelievable. It's almost like a college party. No. Yeah, I guess there isn't really much to say. Goma is like a recurring boss. He's pretty much in every Zelda game. And he always has like 1 eye. That's kind of his little trick, I guess you could say. And oh, that definitely looked like it hit. Oh well. Come on. Alright, finally. Now I'm going to show you guys a little trick over here. Even though rupees aren't that important at this point in the game, it's always nice to have a little bit of extra money. So, what we could have done in the screen before is bomb this other wall like that's now on our right, and we could have gotten that, but it's not that big of a deal. In this room here, there are a bunch of Pole's Voice that if you defeat, you'll get some bombs. We're 1 away from full, so that's again not that crucial. And my controller stopped working. No, controller, work. I don't know how I'm getting not hit. This is actually really funny. And is it working now? No. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, we are back. Wow, that could have been really bad. My controller, I actually use an emulator, and but I use an actual NES controller that has an adapter to play my games, and sometimes the adapter doesn't like fully connect with the controller, and it'll just stop picking up signals. And as you can see, that leads to a lot of fails in the games that I play, sadly. But you know, it's alright, because I still managed to do alright, I guess. And I just like playing with the actual NES controller. I don't know why, it's just I can't play any other way. And we just got to defeat this one Dark Nut, alright? And then this will get us a crucial item. So helpful. This is the magical key. No, it's not. Well, it acts like a skeleton key, but it is the magical key. And it has a lion head, if you looked at the head of the key and compared it to the map. This is, well, what you'd expect. It's a key to open every door. You'll notice our keys, now it says times A. I guess that means A for all, because we have all the keys. So I'm pretty sure you can imagine how this item will actually be really important and really helpful. Especially in Ganon's dungeon, Death Mountain, which is unbelievable with how many doors there are. And the deficit of keys that you can end up having. But now we have to defeat all these Dark Nuts, which is really unfortunate. But it's a fact of life, so we're just gonna man up and move on. Come on, get this last one. No, that's not the last one. I wish it were the last one, I guess. You know what's kind of funny? If you run into your own fire, you get damage, but if you stand next to your own bomb, you don't. Video game logic. And another kind of funny thing is, think about how many magical items there are in this game. There's the magical boomerang, the magical sword, the magical key, the magical shield. Literally everything in this game is magical, even though there isn't any magic. Irony much? In this room, you don't really need to defeat any of those enemies, so we're not going to, because we really want to conserve our health, because there's really no place you can catch a break in this dungeon. Except, I guess here. There are plenty of Pulse Voice here, and so that's going to be nice for, I guess, getting a couple power-ups or whatnot. And I don't know why I always end up getting clock power-ups after I actually defeat all the enemies. I guess it's just my luck. But, alright, we're going to grab this key. I don't know why, just because it's my collecting instinct and my inner RPG player. And move on into this room, where I'm going to use the magical rod and hopefully hit something while trying to light up this room. And I actually didn't even pay attention because I was going to get hit by that dark nut. Come back here. These towers are these statues are so annoying. Ooh, heart. And I get hit as I take the heart. But we grab the key, which is nice. Hopefully we get some hearts from these guys. That would be helpful. And some rupees. Not too bad, I guess. And we get some more advice from the old man. The 10th enemy has the bomb. I think this might refer to the counter I talked about in a previous episode, because on the 10th enemy, if you kill it like normally, you get a blue rupee, but if you kill it with a bomb, you get bombs. So, I guess that might be what he's referring to. We'll see. And now, here we are. A rematch with Gleeok, except this time he has 4 heads. Yes, 4. He's like a Hydra. They just never stop growing heads, I guess. He's not really any easier. Gleeok's probably one of the more difficult bosses in the game. Towards the end, if you just slash and hack, you'll be able to beat him. And just like that, we have the last heart container. We are at maximum health. And the final piece of the triforce. That's what I'm talking about. There we go, Link. And this is going to take a while to heal up all those hearts because we were cutting it pretty close there. But congrats, Link. We finally have the triforce of wisdom, and we are ready to take on Ganon. But first, we gotta make it all the way there. So now we're going to do some traveling across Hyrule. And the main theme of the path to Death Mountain is left and up. Just keep going left and up, and trust me, you'll get there eventually. So, that's exactly what we're gonna do. And it's really crucial that if you haven't already, you need to get the both bomb upgrades. You should have red medicine just in case. Magical sword. You should be like fully equipped for this. You should get equipped with Mega Man 2 reference, anyone? Just about every weapon you possibly can. So, we're just gonna keep on moving. Gosh, I am so ready to take on Ganon. How dare he try to take the Triforce of Wisdom from Zelda. And something funny, you'd think that in all of these dungeons, all of like Aquamentus and Gleeok, that they're Ganon's like minions, and that's why Link is fighting them. But no, they actually must be Zelda's allies, or just neutral, because in reality, it's Zelda who hid all of these Triforce pieces around Hyrule to keep Ganon from getting them. So that's kind of like a twist on the story, I guess you never really expect or think about, but yeah. So, the old man talked about Spectacle Rock. I guess that means these 2 rocks here are like eyes, and that's why it's called Spectacle Rock. And we just lost our sword beam, darn it. And so we're gonna blow up one of these eyes, and this is it. We are at Death Mountain, and holy cow, Link is flashing. That probably could have caused seizures when this game was released. But, anyways, I will see you guys in the next and final episode. But until then, this has been Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.